Welcome to the F.E.A.R Chronicles, false evidence appearing real, where we are covering real stories for navigating burnout, bold moves, and becoming your best self. I'm your host, Natasha Agha, private practice strategist, mother of two, and recovering perfectionist. This is the space where we get honest about the pivots, the pressure, and the purpose behind it all. If you're navigating life transitions, career shifts, motherhood, or learning to trust yourself again, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Do you ever feel like you have two opposing voices telling you different things? Like there's an angel sitting on one shoulder telling you something, and a devil sitting on the other shoulder telling you something different? This can feel like resistance and almost like you're fighting or struggling with yourself, right? The brain is truly fascinating, and it's important to understand what your brain does, especially when it's in a state of survival, which is what we end up calling burnout. Your brain has three primary functions in survival. The brain will distort, delete, and generalize. So, this all goes back to your RAS, your reticular activating system, because this filters everything. What you focus on compounds. That's where the phrase, where focus goes, energy flows, comes from. Your RAS will essentially filter past good things and show you more of what you're focusing on, which then becomes the distortion. Your RAS will remove things based on your operating system, which again is your beliefs, stories, and past experiences that don't match those, which is deletion. And based on your operating system, the RAS will generalize to simplify, almost like saving space on your operating system or like a computer processor, right? This is where we assign a lot of meanings to things by way of generalizing. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the opposing thoughts or these voices, right? It is all you. Like I mentioned before, the game of life, it's you versus you. Everything is you. When you have opposing thoughts, and for sake of simplicity, we'll call them archetypes, right? It's like a power struggle between the expansive CEO version of you or her, who's the visionary, the growth seeker, and calculated risk taker, aka let's call her the angel, versus your ego, who's the inner critic, the protector, the one that's keeping you safe in fear, aka the devil for the sake of this scenario. It's up to you to identify for yourself which one you are paying more attention to. Which one is it? This is where you have agency to be truly intentional and be aware of what you're giving your focus and attention to. And I just filmed a YouTube video that covers this more in depth, which I believe I'm calling it How to Make Better Decisions in Private Practice. You should go check it out. You may notice that these two archetypes present differently. For example, the ego's voice tends to be louder, presents with more urgency, versus the expansive voice that tends to be softer, calmer, and overall more encouraging. This is where tapping into your intrapersonal communication skills are essential. We are all familiar with interpersonal, which is our ability to communicate with others, whereas intrapersonal communication is the ability to communicate with yourself, which is directing your inner dialogue with relation to your self-talk, processing emotions, and reflecting on experiences. In order to effectively communicate with yourself, you need to tap back into your body, meaning when you are burned out, you are in your mind, your thoughts. Inevitably, you are disconnected from your body. Your body, more specifically, your nervous system needs to feel safe, so you have to be aware and reconnect with your body by regulating your nervous system to feel safe where you are now. Then you can progress forward to feeling safe to receive more visibility, more revenue, more clients, things just going well in all areas of your life. Your body has to feel safety and familiarity with what you desire to have first, because your body and your ego only feel safe with the current situation you have outgrown, which is what's keeping you here, keeping you, stagnant. To follow the path of least resistance and ultimately eliminate this push-pull dynamic with your opposing selves, that inner voice archetypes here, you only give energy to what is aligned and ignore the rest. When you stop giving your attention to the less desirable voice or your ego, the less you will hear it and notice it, the less weight it gets. It eventually will disappear. Your ego is meant to keep you safe, so it never truly goes away. But when you are aware and let go of what no longer serves you, only let it do what it's supposed to do, which is keep you alive, then you can expand. You can expand your life, expand your business, expand your nervous system. The key takeaway here is to give attention to the right voice, or the voice you want to hear, for the optimal results. Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. This applies across all areas of life and business. By being aware and intentional, everything is possible for you. I would love to hear from you any light bulb moments, insights, or takeaways from this episode. You can share with me on Instagram at Natasha Agha Consulting, or comment below. For more strategies, insights, and resources to help you navigate your own journey, join my Fearless Alignment newsletter on my podcast page, natashaagaconsulting.co. I invite you to take my 2-minute Are You the Bottleneck quiz to find out who or what is slowing down your progress. It's fast, fun, and eye-opening, and I will link that in the show notes below. Thanks for joining me on the F.E.A.R Chronicles. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to like, comment, or share with someone who needs it. Want more support? Check out the links below for free resources, workshops, and how to work with me. Remember, bold moves start with small shifts. You've got this, and I've got you. If you've been listening to this podcast and thinking, I know there's more for me, more alignment, more freedom, more clarity, that version of you, she already exists. And that is exactly the work we do inside the Private Practice Burnout Solution. This is where we move beyond surface level strategy and into the identity, energy, and systems needed to build a business that actually supports your life. If you're ready to become her now, you'll find more details on my website at natashaagaconsulting.co.